Scottsbluff police say a Colorado man has died from injuries sustained in a crash between his motorcycle and a car in Scottsbluff Saturday night. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, authorities were called to the intersection of 23rd Street and Broadway Saturday night, finding a 2008 Mazda driven by 23-year-old Angelina Palomo of Scottsbluff and a 2010 Honda motorcycle driven by 43-year-old Levi Queen of Loveland, Colorado, were involved in the crash. The northbound motorcycle was traveling at an estimated speed of 60 miles per hour on Broadway when it collided with the southbound Mazda that was making a left turn at the intersection with 23rd Street. Queen was transported to Regional West Medical Center by Valley Ambulance, but succumbed to his injuries. Well, residents of Scottsbluff and nearby communities will be able to live Más much closer to home soon, as a Minnesota-based Taco Bell franchisee is working to reopen the restaurant on 27th Street. Officials with Border Foods were in town early last week, already starting the hiring process and getting a first-hand look at the remodeling already underway. Facilities Vice President Brian Davies tells KNEB News it's the company's first franchise in Nebraska, as well as their 10th state, and staff is excited about the possibilities for the store.
We can remodel the restaurant and give it a facelift and, make it fresh and new. We are looking to open up, October is our time frame. We are working with almost entirely local vendor partners for this project. And one of the challenges we're facing is the hailstorm that went through not too long ago. And everybody is extremely busy.
Border Foods is looking to have about 30 employees when the doors open, doing most of their hiring through Indeed.com. Davies started his career 38 years ago as a Taco Bell cashier and has risen through the ranks of Border Foods for 26 years and says the company is committed to their employees and the communities they serve. And local tourism leaders are calling on area residents and businesses for a new contest. With Gering set to host the inaugural USA National Gravel Championships, a free cycle decorating contest has been announced. People are encouraged to dig into your sheds or garages and get your favorite bicycle, old or new, out to decorate. Participants are asked to decorate their bikes for a window display, to sit in front of your business during business hours, or decorate your residential front yards. There will be 3 juried categories: Best Western or Agricultural Theme, Best Red, White, and Blue Display, and Most Creative Display. Cycles may be decorated anytime between now and September 5th and should be on display through the Gravel National Championships. All the contest rules and details can be found by going to KNEB.com and finding this story. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Welcome back. The Heartland Expressway, a vision to create a 4-lane highway from Colorado through the Panhandle up to South Dakota, continues to grow. The association held their annual meeting Tuesday at the Gering Civic Center and says the idea that was created in 1988 had a milestone year in 2022. Chair Deb Cottier says the most recent achievement was the opening of the 14-mile stretch of Highway 385 from Angora north towards Alliance.
Shortly after that, NDOT held a public meeting in Minutair to begin the important public input portion of the planning for the Minutair to US 385 segment. That's the next phase of the Heartland Expressway that we intend to see some activity on in the near future.
NDOT District 5 engineer Doug Hovett told attendees that next spring they will likely have decided if they will be expanding the roadway on the north side of Highway 26 or the south side of Highway 26.
From one perspective, you could look and you could say, well, how much farm ground is being affected? And we could tally that number. And you could say, well, how many houses are being affected? And we could tally that number. And how many wetlands, and how many ditches, and how many bridges need to be built, and how many things need to be extended. But that doesn't necessarily tell the entire story. So the purpose of the meeting last fall was to actually get those individuals' stories from the individuals that live along that corridor.
Lauren Garduno, the president of the Ports to Plains Alliance, which encompasses the entire route connecting Mexico to Canada, says based on what his partners are doing on road work in Texas, he says a realistic timeline for the Heartland Expressway completion would be 20 to 30 years.
Nebraska, for example, there's portions of it that have already been built out. Portions haven't. I think we can set reasonable goals also for us to try to see some completion dates on the Heartland Expressway, similar to what we're doing in Texas and New Mexico.
Well, the artwork of two Nebraska Panhandle students will be featured in the 2024 Nebraska Don't Waste It environmental calendar. Fifth grader Liam McCulloch from Garden County Schools and Gering High School senior Nayeli Barraza were among the 13 winners invited to a state capitol ceremony where they were honored by Governor Jim Pillen and the Nebraska Department of Environment and Energy Director. The statewide contest is sponsored by the NDEE and focuses on the importance of waste reduction, recycling, and litter cleanup. Nebraskans can receive a free copy of the calendar by calling the NDEE office at 402-471-2186.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
At FNBO, we've turned up the rate so you can earn more, save more, and do more. Right now, at your nearest branch, you can get 5% APY for 17 months on our special offer CD. Don't wait on a great rate. Give yourself and your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the Great Big Small Bank.
We got a preview, then a look back to the weekend for some first week fall sports results here on TV today for the update. Let's start with a look at things for the Gering Bulldogs football team. Last year, Gering finished 2-7, and now the big question for Coach Danny O'Boyle is, will this be the year they start to truly turn the corner as a program?
Yeah, we've kind of been building towards this year. This is my 4th year as the head coach of the program. So these guys were freshmen my first year as the head coach, and it seems like we've been building every single year leading up to this, and we kind of knew as a coaching staff that this could be a big year for us if we were able to retain a lot of these guys' class. And they've done a really good job of keeping each other involved and staying together as a group, which has been able to help us kind of change the mindset and the attitude and the work ethic of this program.
Looks like the Bulldogs will have a solid group of skilled kids trying to figure out that line play early this year on both sides of the ball. One of the real team leaders is senior Grady Robbins, who says a switch in mentality for this team could help lead to more wins.
I think it'll take a lot of hard mentality. A lot of times we end up giving up halfway through the games, and I feel like if we just have the drive and desire to finish, that we'd be able to win games and finish games.
The furthest trip Gering has to make this season is to Ogallala, so the travel sets up well. They'll open against Torrington on Friday as they look to get off on the right foot to build some momentum towards some of those season goals.
We've been kind of looking at the opposing rosters from what they had last year to this year. I think the schedule does set up in our favor with the group that we have, the talent that we have at the various positions. And looking at different matchups with who we bring back versus who teams lose and who they're going to be replacing, I think it sets us up favorably to make a run at having a winning season for sure.
Gering set to open at Torrington on Friday. I hope to catch up with Scottsbluff head coach Judd Hall later in the week to get a look at their opener against Pius coming up on Friday night. Bridgeport got beat at St. Pat's in that Lone Week 0 game for area teams this past Friday. The WNCC volleyball team got off to a 3-1 start to their season as they played in the Reaver Classic over the weekend in Council Bluffs, Iowa. After a 2-0 day on Friday, including a win over nationally ranked Butler Community College, they then fell to 4th-ranked Indian Hills in a sweep to close out the weekend. The Cougars' home opener coming up tomorrow night against Casper. We'll have that one on KOLT 690, 101.7. Pregame will get underway at 6:45. Softball season started over the weekend at the prep level. Some of the highlights included Gering winning the Aurora invite. They went 3-0 at that invite on Friday. The Dogs are 4-1 through their first 5 games. We'll have their home doubleheader tomorrow against Hershey on KMOR 93.3 beginning at 4:45. Scottsbluff, they went 3-1 with their weekend trip to Lexington. They'll play their home opener tomorrow against Sterling, and then on Thursday it's Gering at Scottsbluff on the Rural Radio Network. That's the latest today from right here at the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
At FNBO, we've turned up the rate so you can earn more, save more, and do more. Right now, at your nearest branch, you can get 5% APY for 17 months on our special offer CD. Don't wait on a great rate. Give yourself and your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank.
Culture trumps everything else.
In my years, I've never worked for a company that treats people the way this one does.
It is my passion for agriculture that brought me here in the first place, but not only that, there's a huge family-oriented atmosphere within the 21st Century Equipment.
I love working for 21st. They found something in me that I didn't know in myself. An intern to where I'm at now is such a great opportunity, and that is what this company is about.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The Community Calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, the Nebraska Game and Parks Commission is adding to its offerings at its shooting range in Gering. The Wildcat Hills Shooting Sports Complex is adding tomahawk throwing to its list of ranges. Park Superintendent Gary Shoemaker says the tomahawk range is being expanded to the public after several other parks have opened up tomahawk ranges of their own.
Yep, it's a lot of fun out here. It doesn't take a lot of work if you're disabilities with wheelchair and that sort of thing. We've also got this same type of venue with blocks set up at our archery range on the concrete. So if someone has a disability and wants to throw tomahawks too, they can go up, or the knives, they can go up to the archery range if they have in a power chair or in a wheelchair.
The cost to use the range is $3 for 15 minutes per person, and there are also knives available to throw. You must be 8 years old or older to use the tomahawk range. Well, that is it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.